Hey guys, this is gonna be my first Metallica kind of talk thing. I don't know, but anyways, let's get into it. This is going to be some Metallica ideas, and I thought it's like, what if the whole topic of what if there were a second Black Album? Like you take the tracks off of Load and Reload, and you put them together, and then basically so then I'm thinking along the lines of what would the requirements be? As you can see, what I've written here is it has to have a good opener, just like Enter Sandman. It has to be fast, and it has to be simple, just like Enter Sandman. Then it has to have at least 2 ballads, because the Black Album has 2 ballads. Nothing Else Matters and The Unforgiven 1. So instantly I go to Until It Sleeps and The Unforgiven 2, both ballads off of Load and Reload. And then it has to have a good number 2 track following the good opener. It has to be, so just like Sad But True follows Enter Sandman, it's a really good flow. And then we have to have at least 5 fast tracks. 5 fast tracks that are like decently speedy, not too slow. Just 5 good tracks, basically, in between. And then you have to have at least 2 post-ballad songs. What I mean by this is like, what a post-ballad song is, at least I say it is a song that comes after the ballad in the album. So for the Black Album, the first ballad is The Unforgiven, and its post-ballad song is Wherever I May Roam. So you have to have something like that. And then for the second ballad, because there's 2 in the Black Album to make up to 12 tracks, the second one is Nothing Else Matters, and the one that follows that, I believe, is The God That Failed, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever, but hey, nobody's going to remember the album off perfectly by hand, I think. Then we flip over the page, and then it says the rest of our requirements are, it has to have at least 2 songs, because that would be the God That Failed and My Friend of Misery are just 2 loose tracks. They are good tracks. They're not horrible. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the main like steel cables that holds the bridge together. I don't know, something like that. They're not the main songs that hold the album together. Then perfect album closer. And for The Struggle Within, I think is a good album closer for the Black Album. Then, as you can see down here, I've comprised 12 different tracks from Load and Reload into one thing here, and this would be the second Black Album, I think. 1, you need a good opener, which would be Fuel, coming in at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Then you need a second good falling track, and I think Ate My Bitch is good second track, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Then 3, Wasting My Hate, and is pretty good, I think. 3 minutes and 58 seconds. And then 4, the first ballad, we're going to put Until I Sleeps there, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the post-ballad song, just like on Load, number 5 is King Nothing at 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Then 6 is Better Than You, 5 minutes and 22 seconds, is a good song. And then Slither, 5 minutes and 13 seconds. And then 8 is the second ballad, so we're going to go with The Unforgiven 2, and 6 minutes and 37 seconds. And then track 9, The Memory Remains, the second post-ballad songs at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And then here's the 2 loose end kind of tracks. They're not the steel cables of the album. Poor Twisted Me, number 10 at 4 minutes and 1 second, and then number 11, Hero of the Day, and 4 minutes and 22 seconds, and then the album closer, Fixer, number 12, 8 minutes and 15 seconds, and this would all total up to 1 hour and 5 minutes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on the calculations, but what I did was add up all the seconds, and then that total number you would divide by 60 technically. You would technically divide by 60 so you could get number of minutes. So that's why it says plus 5 at the top of the page there. And then you add the 5 and all the minutes, number of minutes up, getting an hour and 5 minutes. So that is what I think would work for a second Black Album. Personally, overall, if I had to redo or could redo Metallica's entire discography, I would not touch Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, or And Justice for All, because those albums are good. Would not touch the Black Album, because it is perfect. Load and Reload, I would compress those into the second Black Album as I have here, and then Saint Anger, to me personally, that album is raw and full of emotion, and it helps a lot. It's really good for having to deal with your emotion, I think. Just don't take it out in a negative way. That way it can have consequences. But just saying, everybody has their own way of dealing with their feelings and stuff, and I choose Saint Anger, and it's really good. And I think it's one of their more sing-along albums. Once you get, and I get all the toxicity for this album, once you get past the snare drum, though, and when it sounds like pots and pans, you get past the rawness, I think it's pretty good. It's a pretty good album. And then, but on the other side, all those who said Death Magnetic and Hardwired to Self-Destruct, are better than Saint Anger. To me, I think you can compress a third Black Album out. You could press a third Black Album out of between songs from Death Magnetic and from Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And I think, that would be a pretty good, and so then you could have the Black Album trilogy. And then all the remaining songs from Load, Reload, Death Magnetic, and Hardwired to Self-Destruct would all go on B-sides, or be called a B-side record. Because back in 1996 and 1997, I don't know if you could maybe they had the CDs that you play one side and then you had to flip it to play the other side. I don't know. And then, but you could fully put on a Blu-ray something for B tracks from 2008 and then 2016 for Death Magnetic and Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Then all the cover songs, I wouldn't touch those because technically it is part of the discography, the total ultimatum of them, but it's not their own stuff. I would leave that alone. I would also, I don't remember who did it, who talked about it, but the guy who does the Metallica Geek podcast, but he mentioned the bootleg Best Ballads album. That is a bootleg album, yes, but it comprised all of Metallica's ballads starting at Ride the Lightning, because, well, technically number 4 on Kill 'Em All is Jump in the Fire, and that's not really a sad, slow song or a really in-depth song on a really dark or sad topic with a lot of emotion. It has more of a faster kind of up there emotion, just like most of Kill 'Em All does. But the main point is, I would say I would officiate that. It's pretty good. And then, I think we'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching, guys. Hope you guys could subscribe, please. And we hopefully come in with new content in X number of days. And hope by then, to get next video to come out, I will get you guys what I think the best Metallica tracks from every single album would be into one album. And who knows? They'll make it good. So thank you for watching. Bye. Like and subscribe. Peace.